Thank you all so much. Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day. Spring is here. As summer, hopefully I'll bring us a little farther as we get into the better weather. But thank you all so much. I'm Summer Lee, Congresswoman for representing Pennsylvania's 12th Congressional District, Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania. One of, I would say, a district that has known the ills of super PACs way too much. Before we get into that, I do want to thank Congressman Khanna for his partnership on this bill, for the advocacy of the folks who are gathered here with us today, including Free Speech for the People, so many other voices that are here, the speakers who are going to contribute to this really crucial conversation. This is an initiative that is dear to my heart. So we're not going to mince any words today. I think that if you are paying attention to what's going on in our country, then you realize that our democracy is in a free fall. One could argue that our democracy is failing, in a sense that if you can see the fissures in your democracy, then we are in big trouble. Our government is run by billionaires. The White House, Congress, and the Supreme Court answer to corporations and the ultra wealthy more than they answer to the American people. 15 years ago on this day, the D.C. Circuit ruled in favor of Speech Now, effectively putting our democracy up for sale. The decision created what we know as super PACs. It has put our campaign finance and our system straight into the hands of billionaires like Elon Musk and Jeffrey Yaz and a few others. And right now, we're seeing historic levels of spending in each election cycle as we proceed. Last year, we saw some of the most expensive primaries in our nation's history. Not even general elections, primaries, right? To keep folks out of Congress who are representatives of their communities. Everyday people, your neighbors, your family, your local leaders who care about their communities. They can't run for Congress or for office because they're being crushed by millions and millions of dollars. So one of the first lessons we learn in our civic system is one person, one vote. But the reality is right now is that your vote is being obstructed by corporations and billionaires. They're pushing out the voices that you want to be representing you, and they're replacing them with their own voice, making it seem like their will, their agenda, their priorities are yours. When, let me be clear, billionaires do not have a constitutional right to own your government. When billionaires and dark money groups target your district, they're obscuring their agenda and denying you the priorities that you want. That doesn't just look like attack ads against working class or progressive candidates. It looks like guns in our schools because Congress is too afraid to go up against the NRA. It looks like prescription drug costs that are life-threatening because your Senate is afraid to go up against Big Pharma and lose his or her election campaign. It looks like black and brown people being unable to pick their representatives because groups like AIPAC and others decided that their interests are more important than your communities. It looks like folks like Jeffrey Yaz spending millions and millions and millions in Pennsylvania to influence the outcomes of elections, including my own in PA 12. This money isn't fair, and it isn't without motive. Take a look at our Supreme Court justices, right? Those who have been flown out on private jets and put up in luxury yachts, and then they rule in favor of whatever these billionaires want them to do. Look at our White House hosting Tesla commercials because Elon Musk planned to donate $100 million to Trump's super PAC. These things are all connected, and everything is contingent on us getting money out of politics. That's why I'm introducing the Abolish Super PACs Act today to start putting an end to super PACs in our federal elections. This bill would place a $5,000 limit per calendar year on contributions to super PACs, effectively abolishing them. Right now, billionaires and corporations and other wealthy interests are making unlimited contributions to these super PACs to support or oppose specific candidates or causes. This turns into multi-million-dollar campaigns against candidates, usually progressive or working class, to ensure that their interests are protected or codified into law. An average person, for perspective, an average person donates less than $100 to a political campaign. When folks are juggling the cost of eggs, of gas, of housing, of transportation, that $100 is a major commitment into our political system. And it's a commitment that should be honored. But it can't be if that $100 is offset by $1 billion giving a billionaire giving 100 million. So if you believe that your kid deserves to have clean air and clean water, I want you to know that getting money out of politics should be one of the most important things that we prioritize right now. If you care about getting guns out of our schools so your kids do not have to consistently go through the trauma of active shooter drills, then getting money out of politics should be one of the most important things to you right now. If you care about housing affordability and big developers buying mayors and local electeds, you gotta get money out of politics. And if you care about democracy and nothing else, if you care about the checks and balances of our system, if you care about our government existing for another 250 years, then we must get money out of politics. Money in politics is a democracy reform issue. It's a civil rights issue. It's an environmental justice issue. It's a safety issue. All of these things wrapped into one, and we need to ban these super PACs because power should always be vested in the people, and the people deserve that power, not the billionaires, not the corporate interest, we the people. So we must strategize, we must mobilize, and we must make it harder for billionaires to buy our politics, to buy our government. And we must pass the Abolish Super PACs Act and take that first step towards restoring our democracy for, of, and by the people. And I thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Summer Lee, for your incredible leadership on this issue. I'm now honored